The universe is vast and mostly silent. For ages, we've searched its depths for a sign that we're not alone. We built telescopes, sent messages, and waited. But while we looked outward, something slipped quietly into our own solar system. It arrived as a faint speck of light, moving with purpose through the darkness. This was the beginning of the story of 3I Atlas, an object that would challenge everything we thought we knew. For eons, it traveled between stars, unseen and undetected. Our sky surveys, focused on local threats, missed it entirely. Only a routine scan by Atlas in Hawaii finally spotted it. A faint point of light, cataloged and dismissed as a possible comet. No alarms, no urgency, just another data point. But as more observatories tracked it, astronomers noticed something odd. Its trajectory didn't fit any known comet from our system. It was moving too fast on a path too steep. This was no local wanderer. It was a visitor from interstellar space. The whisper from the void was growing louder, and soon it would become impossible to ignore. When an object is confirmed as interstellar, it gets a special designation. This was only the third, 3I Atlas. At first, scientists assumed it was a comet, icy, ancient, ejected from another star system. We expected it to behave like a comet, develop a coma, a tail, and reveal its secrets as it neared the sun. But 3I Atlas refused to play by the rules. It stayed a sharp, singular point of light. No coma, no tail. Its surface was dark, its size modest, but it wasn't shedding material like a typical comet. If not a comet, could it be an asteroid? But interstellar asteroids are incredibly rare. Stranger still, its brightness fluctuated in a rhythmic, almost pulsing pattern. The object was getting brighter, but not in any way we'd seen before. The initial dismissal as just another comet was clearly wrong. Questions mounted. What was it? Why was it behaving this way? The unassuming wanderer was anything but ordinary. It was something new, something we'd never seen. The universe, it seemed, had sent us a puzzle, and the pieces weren't fitting together. 3I Atlas was about to rewrite the story. The first red flag was its speed, far too fast to be captured by the sun's gravity. But the real shock was its acceleration. 3I Atlas wasn't just coasting, it was speeding up, with no visible means of propulsion. No tail, no jets, no outgassing, just a dark, solid object accelerating through space. Scientists searched for natural explanations, but nothing fit. Its brightness increased far more than expected, as if it were becoming more reflective or generating its own light. The light curve was bizarre rhythmic pulses, unnatural brightening. This wasn't a passive rock. It was active. It was changing. Every new observation deepened the mystery. Too fast, accelerating inexplicably, and shining in ways we couldn't explain. These weren't minor anomalies. They were fundamental contradictions. The object behaved as if under controlled propulsion. Most scientists hesitated to say it, but the evidence was mounting. 3I Atlas was not just a rock, it was a machine. And it was moving through our solar system with a purpose we couldn't yet fathom. The implications were staggering. Our first interstellar visitor, ʻOumuamua, was a fleeting enigma. Strange, fast, and gone before we could study it. The second, 2I Borisov, was a classic comet, comfortingly familiar. But 3I Atlas was different. Its acceleration was undeniable. Its behavior, deliberate. Unlike ʻOumuamua's chaotic tumble, 3I Atlas appeared stable, its light fluctuations suggesting controlled rotation. It was as if we'd seen driftwood, then a log, and now, a submarine. The scale of anomalies set 3I Atlas apart. This wasn't a random flyby. It was on a course deep into the inner solar system. We had time to study it, months, maybe years. The object seemed to invite scrutiny, confident we wouldn't understand. 3I Atlas forced a reevaluation of everything we thought we knew. The idea of alien technology was no longer science fiction. The universe suddenly felt different, no longer empty, but inhabited. 3 Atlas wasn't just another data point, it was a paradigm shift, and its most shocking revelations were still to come. The James Webb Space Telescope turned its golden eye on 3I Atlas, and what it saw stunned the world. Webb's infrared vision revealed localized hotspots, geometric, patterned, and shifting in sequence. This wasn't the heat signature of a sun-warmed rock. It was controlled energy, generated from within. The implications were clear. This was technology, not geology. But there was more. Webb detected a faint, repeating radio pulse. Not random static, but a narrow-band signal, repeating every 8-12 hours. It was a beacon, a deliberate broadcast. A natural object doesn't emit a structured radio signal. The debate was over. 3I Atlas was not a natural object. It was a probe, a ship, an artifact of intelligence, and it was now broadcasting a message into the heart of our solar system. The only question, what was it saying? The world held its breath. The point of no return had arrived. The universe had spoken, and we were listening. The message was coming through. Everything was about to change. The mystery deepened as astronomers tracked 3I Atlas's path. It wasn't just accelerating, it was steering. The object performed a precise course correction, aiming inward, closer to the sun and Earth. This was no random drift. It was a calculated maneuver. The object was now on a trajectory to closely observe our world. The feeling of being studied became undeniable. No natural force could explain such a precise change. This was astrogation, evidence of a guiding intelligence. 3I Atlas was not just technology, it was a vehicle under active control. We were no longer just observers. We were the destination. The question shifted. What does it want? Every action seemed deliberate, part of a larger plan. The silent visitor was getting closer, and we had no way to stop it. Humanity was now the subject of the story. The radio pulse was the key. Teams worldwide raced to decode it. Not language, but pure mathematics. Prime numbers, pi, Fibonacci, universal constants, a cosmic handshake. But deeper in the signal molecular blueprints, including a modified DNA helix. More stable, more efficient. It was a lesson, a gift of knowledge. Webb's analysis found rare isotopes, artificial elements, optimal for fusion drives. The object was built from technology far beyond ours. The radio signal was software, the isotopes, hardware. This was not just a probe. It was an ark, a library, an instruction manual. The patterns were blueprints for technology and life, delivered directly to our doorstep. The pieces formed a picture both awe-inspiring and terrifying. 3I Atlas was a messenger, and the message was clear. We were being offered knowledge that could change everything. The future was in our hands. Then silence. Data vanished, feeds were classified, and official statements grew vague. The world's window on this event slammed shut. Secrecy fueled fear. Why hide the greatest discovery in history? The answer, 3I Atlas, was not leaving. Its new trajectory brought it into a stable orbit within the Earth-Moon system. This was not a flyby. It was an arrival. The message was not just a greeting. It was an instruction set, a seed, a catalyst. 3I Atlas was not just an ark. It was an agent of change. Humanity stood on a precipice. An object of unimaginable sophistication was settling into our backyard. It had announced its intelligence and offered us knowledge that could remake, or unmake, our world. We were no longer alone, but we hadn't met a neighbor. We had met a presence with unknown motives. The story of 3I Atlas was not about a visitor. It was about an arrival. And now, humanity faced the most profound question of all. What happens next?